Winter didn't come from the falling of the snow. It started in the spaces of a heart you didn't know. I wrapped my heavy arms around a shivering frame and try to freeze the memory of your devastating name. The chill is creeping past the skin and settling in the core. A beautifully broken girl who cannot take it anymore. And I am aching from a bone deep goodbye, a freezing heavy marrow where the promises all die. It isn't just a surface wound, it's underneath the skin, a deeply glowing tragedy that ruins me within. I cannot wear a heavy coat to keep the freezing out, just shivering completely in a devastated doubt. I try to stand up straight, but I am crumbling underneath. A tragic little casualty with nothing left to breathe. The skeleton is fracturing from carrying the weight of holding on to someone in a beautifully tragic fate. You left me in the center of an absolute cold, a devastating story that is getting very old. And I am aching from a bone deep goodbye, a freezing heavy marrow where the promises all die. It isn't just a surface wound, it's underneath the skin, a deeply glowing tragedy that ruins me within. I cannot wear a heavy coat to keep the freezing out, just shivering completely in a devastating doubt. I wanna sit beside the fire, wanna feel the heat. I wanna melt the heavy ice that settled in my feet. But you took all the oxygen and blew the candle out and left me entirely paralyzed inside this heavy doubt. leather binding cracks beneath my trembling fingertips, a heavy sigh escaping from my pale and quiet lips. I turn the faded pages of the year we fell apart, a detailed, tragic record of my devastated heart. The ink is slowly bleeding where the heavy salt water fell, a beautifully broken girl locked inside a paper cell. And I am reading through a diary of regrets, a glowing silver monument to things I can't forget. I trace the little letters of the promises you broke, and choke upon the memory of the heavy words you spoke. The chapters are a graveyard of the love I couldn't save, just a beautifully broken girl weeping on a paper grave. The cello swells with a deep, mournful hum. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman sitting on a dimly lit bedroom floor. She is illuminated solely by an ethereal, moody silver glow filtering through a sheer curtain. A heavy, glowing tear rests perfectly on her pale cheek as she gently traces her fingers over the cursive writing in a small, weathered journal. I skip across October when the shadows started creeping, and stop on cold November when I couldn't stop my weeping. I documented every single time you looked away, and wrote down all the heavy things I didn't dare to say. The margins are completely filled with apologies I made while watching our forever beautifully, tragically fade. And I am reading through a diary of regrets, a glowing silver monument to things I can't forget. I trace the little letters of the promises you broke, and choke upon the memory of the heavy words hasn't broken, though the ice is on my skin. A deeply glowing poison where the memories begin. I try to find a remedy to wash away your ghost, but the medicine is bitter and it hurts my heart the most. The doctors cannot see it in the center of my chest. Just a beautifully broken girl who cannot find her rest. And I am dying from a sickness in the soul, a devastating ache that completely swallowed up the whole. It's a beautiful affliction in a shade of heavy gray, a tragic kind of virus that refuses to decay. I'm shivering and sweating in the shadow of your toe, just a beautifully broken girl with a sickness in the soul. Bitter water and I swallowed every pill. I stood out in the freezing rain to try and break the chill, but nothing cures the ruin of a love that was a lie. And I am just a patient who is waiting here to die. I trace the heavy veins that carry nothing but the past, and wonder how a melody like this is meant to last. The mirror shows a phantom with a deeply ruined face, a perfectly tragic portrait in an isolated space. You left me with a symptom that is tearing me apart, a deeply fatal ruin of a devastated heart. And I am dying from a sickness in the soul, a devastating ache that completely swallowed up the whole. It's a beautiful affliction in a shade of heavy gray, a tragic kind of virus that refuses to decay. I'm shivering and sweating in the shadow of your toe, just a beautifully broken girl with a sickness in the soul. Drank the bitter water and I swallowed every pill. I stood out in the freezing rain to try and break the chill, but nothing cures the ruin of a love that was a lie. patient who is waiting here to die. The vinyl spins a heavy and intoxicating blue. A deeply soulful melody that only plays for you. I poured out all my spirit in a solitary glass, and watched our beautiful forever tragically, quietly pass. The rhythm section shivers in the corner of the room. A beautifully broken heartbeat wrapped inside the gloom. And oh, I am sinking in a soulful kind of suffering, a deeply glowing tragedy that my heavy heart is offering. It's a beautiful surrender to a devastating being, a quiet, tearful monument to an absolute defeat. I cannot change the tempo of a love that didn't last. Just a beautifully broken girl who is tethered to the past. The needle finds a scratch and skips across the heavy pain. A perfectly tragic echo in the freezing silver rain. I memorized the lyrics of the promises you broke. heavy smoke. The harmony is shattered and the melody is completely bad, leaving me to hum this lonely, devastating song. And though I am sinking in a soulful kind of suffering, a deeply glowing tragedy that my heavy heart is offering. It's a beautiful surrender to a devastating need, a quiet, tearful monument to an absolute defeat. I cannot change the tempo of a love that didn't last. Just a beautifully broken girl who is tethered to the past. I wanna lift the needle, I wanna cut the cord, I wanna lay down every heavy memory like a sword. But this beautiful depression is the only thing I know. And feeling all this suffering means I didn't let you go. The ocean surface shimmers just entirely out of reach. I watch the distant shadows of the people on the beach. I tie the heavy iron of your memory to my feet. A beautifully tragic and devastating defeat. The water fills my lungs and turns the silver into gray. A quiet, drowning girl who couldn't float away. And I am deeply anchored by the pain you left behind. A beautifully broken pressure is completely crushing down upon my chest. A suffocating silence in a ruined place of rest. I thought that time would rust the iron, let me finally rise. But I am simply trapped beneath the weight of all your lies. The currents push and pull me, but the chain is holding fast. A devastating monument completely in the past. And I am deeply anchored by the pain you left behind. A beautifully broken prisoner inside my sinking mind. I cannot cut the heavy rope that keeps me in the deep, where all the shattered promises are permanently asleep. I watch the fading sunlight as the heavy waters roll. Just a beautifully broken girl with an anchor on her soul. I wanna drop the heavy weight, I wanna swim for air, I wanna break the surface and escape this dark despair. But you are wrapped entirely around my breaking heart, and tearing off the anchor means completely tearing me apart. Tearing me I wake up shivering and gasping for the midnight air. I reach across the empty mattress, but you aren't there. The shadows in the corner wrap around my heavy chest. A beautifully broken ruin in a place of rest. The oxygen is leaving and the room is turning cold. Just another tragic story that was perfectly told. And now I am entirely breathless in the dark tonight. A fading ember dying out without your guiding light. I'm suffocating slowly in the space you left behind. A beautifully broken girl who The scent of your cologne is permanently on the sheets, a heavy haunting poison that completely stops my beats. I press my face into the pillow just to scream your name, a tragic little pawn inside your devastating game. The walls are slowly closing like a quiet, heavy tomb, leaving me to drown inside this empty, haunted room. And I am entirely breathless in the dark tonight, a fading ember dying out without your guiding light. I'm suffocating slowly in the space you left behind, a beautifully broken girl who slowly lost her mind. I try to pull the air into a lung you tore apart, but I am simply breathless with this devastating heart. I need to find a window, I need to break the glass, I need to find a way to let this heavy midnight pass. But every single breath I take is heavy with your ghost, and fighting for my life is what is hurting me the most. Gemini said, "Here are the lyrics for Eclipsed Love. I have kept the verses tight and compact to guarantee your 2 to 3 minute runtime, locking the instrumental and solo sections precisely to your 10-second marks. The musical directions and visual cues perfectly capture that ethereal, moody Hanashadow aesthetic, giving you a stunning foundation for your background artwork. Eclipsed Love. Tempo. A slow atmosphere and 4/4 rhythm, moving with the sudden, chilling stillness of the sun completely vanishing from the sky. A shivering atmosphere synthesized in a deep, resonant cello on the delicate, echoing notes of a lonely grand piano. Ethereal, visually tragic, heartbreakingly cold and deeply melancholic. The golden hour faded into sudden chilling gray. I watched the brilliant sunlight get completely washed away. You stepped across the threshold and you blocked my only sun. A beautifully tragic end before we had begun. The shadow crept across the floor and swallowed up the room, leaving me to shiver in the sudden, heavy gloom. And I'm freezing in the dark of this eclipsed love, a stolen blackened heaven in the silent sky above. You were my shadow. became the moon that robbed me of my only light. I'm staring at the halo of a warmth I cannot touch, a beautifully broken girl who loved the sun too much. Sergeant swells with a haunting ethereal hum. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman standing by a window during a total eclipse. The ethereal, moody lighting casts a strange, twilight glow across her face. A single, heavy tear catches the silver ring of light as it falls down her cheek, entirely into the shadows. The birds have stopped their singing, and the air is perfectly still. A devastating quiet resting on the windowsill. I reach my trembling hands out just to find a little spark, but you have left me wandering in the center of the dark. The temperature is dropping and the night is closing in. A tragic, sudden ending where I thought we would begin. And I am freezing in the dark of this eclipsed love. A stolen, blackened heaven in the silent sky above. You were my shining center, you were burning entirely bright, but you became the moon that robbed me of my only light. I'm staring at the halo of a warmth I cannot touch, a beautifully broken girl who loved the sun too much. I never saw the shadow. I never saw the sign. I thought the beautiful forever was entirely, safely mine. But you just moved across my sky and covered up the day, and took the very gravity that kept my fears away. is rolling heavy through the corners of the room. A beautifully quiet, softly glowing kind of doom. I reach my hand to touch you, but my fingers pass right through. A devastating phantom in a shade of midnight blue. You are slowly dissolving in the silver of the light, leaving me alone inside this everlasting night. And we are whispering these ethereal goodbyes. invisible kind of death. I'm a shadow of a shadow in the place you left me at. A completely faded spirit inside the empty flat. And oh, we are whispering these feeling of goodbyes, watching our forever slowly vanish from my eyes. You are just a spirit that my bleeding heart released, a beautiful illusion that has tragically entirely ceased. I am breathing in the smoke of a love that couldn't last, just a beautifully broken girl chained to a ghostly past. I am completely surrounded by the echoes of your voice. I am fading into nothing, and I didn't have a choice. The universe is breaking, all the stars are falling down, and I am just a lonely ghost inside this haunted The thunder rolled before a single drop of rain began. I saw the warning in the shifting of your heavy hand. The sky was turning violet in the center of the room, a beautifully quiet, softly glowing kind of doom. I tried to brace my heavy heart against the sudden cold, but the weather of your leaving was a story entirely told. And oh, you looked at me with eyes exactly like a storm, a devastating hurricane pretending to be warm. I drowned inside the silver of a freezing heavy gaze, a beautifully broken girl entirely lost inside the haze. I thought I was your anchor, I thought I was your shore, but I am just the wreckage resting on the ocean floor.
It turns out to swells with a deep, rolling hum like distant thunder. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman standing by a rain-streaked window in the dark. She is illuminated only by ethereal, moody flashes of silver lightning. A heavy, glowing tear rests perfectly on her cheek, catching the electrical light as she stares into the torrential downpour outside.
The lightning struck the foundation of the things we built and washed away the promises in a heavy flood of guilt. I'm shivering in the silence of a house completely dark, surviving on the memory of a totally faded spark. The water level rises and the breathing gets so hard, leaving me entirely shattered in the ruined yard. And I looked at me with eyes exactly like a storm, a devastating hurricane pretending to be warm. I drowned inside the silver of a freezing heavy gaze, a beautifully broken girl entirely lost inside the haze. Oh, I thought I was your anchor, I thought I was your shore, but I am just the wreckage resting on the ocean floor. I screamed into the thunder, I begged the wind to stop, I held on to the ledge until you forced my hands to drop. You were a natural disaster in a beautiful disguise, and the devastation started in the center of your eyes. The neon flickers out and leaves a heavy silver glow, illuminating every single thing I didn't know. I'm standing in the center of the promises you made, watching all the brilliant colors beautifully fade. You crowned me with a promise that was heavy with the rust, and left me suffocating in a cloud of diamond dust. And oh, I am wearing this halo of heartbreak tonight, a beautifully tragic and devastating life. just a beautifully broken girl whose wings were torn away. The center soldier swells with a haunting, ethereal hum. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman sitting on the floor of a darkened room. She is bathed entirely in ethereal, moody lighting shining down from a high window. A heavy, glowing tear rests perfectly on her cheek as she looks up at the empty space above her. I try to take it off, but it is woven in my hair. A glowing, bitter reminder that you are entirely not there. The people pass me by and see the shimmering of the pain, a radiant reflection of the freezing, heavy rain. I'm terrified of darkness, but the light is just as cold when you are holding on to someone you can never hold. And I am wearing this halo of heartbreak tonight, a beautifully tragic and devastating light. Velvet curtains open to a solitary beam, a heavy silver spotlight on a devastating dream. I try to hide the wreckage in the corners of the room, but now the glow is chasing every shadow in the gloom. The dust is dancing slowly in the center of the glare, revealing that your silhouette is no longer there. And I am blinded by this illuminated sorrow, a radiant reminder of an empty, cold tomorrow. I cannot hide the heartbreak when it glows so fiercely bright. A beautifully broken girl exposed within the light. I thought the dark would save me, let the heavy memories fade, but the light is just a spotlight on the mess that we have made. I turn my face away, but still the glowing catches me. A tragic exhibition that the whole wide world can see. The tears upon my cheek are shining brilliant and clear, reflecting every moment of a paralyzing fear. You left me with a lantern when you walked into the grave, and now I cannot colors of the bridge I burned are glowing in the night, painting my apartment in a devastating light. I thought the dark would swallow up the choices that I made, but the memory of your leaving simply refuses to fade. Every single shadow here is cast by my mistake, leaving me to shiver in the glowing heavy wake. And oh, I am blinded by this luminous regret, a radiant reminder of the boy I can't forget. I try to close my heavy eyes and turn away my face, but the brilliance of my ruin illuminates the space. A beautifully broken girl who threw the sun away, trapped inside the glowing of a debt I have to pay. The slow-plucked electric guitar plays a haunting, echoing melody. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman sitting on the floor of a darkened room. She is bathed entirely in ethereal, moody lighting shining through the blinds from the street below. A heavy, glowing tear rests perfectly on her cheek, illuminated like liquid glass against her pale skin. I threw away the diamond just to hold a piece of glass, and watched my own forever beautifully, tragically pass. The neon from the street lamp makes a halo on the floor, pointing like an arrow to the locked and empty door. The silence is a siren and the glow is much too bright for a ghost who has to haunt her own mistakes tonight. And oh, I am blinded by this luminous regret, a radiant reminder of the boy I can't forget. I try to close my heavy eyes and turn away my face, but the brilliance of my ruin illuminates the space. A beautifully broken girl who threw the sun away, trapped inside the glowing of a debt I have to pay. I was the one who struck the match. I was the one who ran. I shattered every beautifully, carefully laid plan. Now I am just the prisoner of a fiercely glowing pain, standing entirely alone inside the freezing, radiant rain. heavy colors of a love that didn't last, a darker shade of midnight for a beautifully broken past. I drag the heavy brush across the canvas of my mind and try to cover up the devastating light behind. But every single stroke is just a portrait of the pain, leaving me to shiver in the freezing silver rain. And oh, I am entirely painted in shadows tonight, a fading silhouette that lost its only source of light. I blend into the darkness of a perfectly empty room, a beautifully broken girl completely swallowed by the gloom. I wanted to be radiant, I wanted to be true, but now I'm simply painted in the shadows left by you.
Quiet, ethereal drone. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman sitting on the floor of a dark, abandoned art studio. The room is drenched in ethereal, moody lighting filtering through a dusty skylight. A heavy, glowing tear rests perfectly on her pale cheek as she stares blankly at a canvas covered entirely in chaotic, dark, smeared paint.
Charcoal is a smudge upon my trembling fingertips, the ghost of your affection resting heavy on my lips. I try to draw a window to let in a little sun, but realize that the tragedy has only just begun. The gallery is empty and the masterpiece is torn. A beautifully broken girl who is completely, quietly worn. And oh, I am entirely painted in shadows tonight, a fading silhouette that lost its only source of light. I blend into the darkness of a perfectly empty room, a beautifully broken girl completely swallowed by the gloom. I wanted to be radiant, I wanted to be true, but now I'm simply painted in the shadows left by you. press my trembling fingers to the hollow of my chest, just counting the quiet rhythm in a ruined place of rest. The blood is running, freezing through the heavy, quiet veins, a beautiful survivor of the devastating rains. Each thump is just an echo of a name I shouldn't speak, a beautifully broken girl who is growing far too weak. And oh, I am listening to the pulse of a broken heart, a steady, heavy rhythm that is tearing me apart. It beats against the silence of a completely empty room, a deeply glowing monument entirely wrapped in gloom. I cannot slow the tempo of a love that didn't last, just keeping tragic time with a ghost inside the past. Keeping me alive is what is ruining my soul. front door shuts and takes the final echo of your voice, leaving me alone inside a devastating choice. I wait for just a whisper or a footstep in the hall, but there is only heavy air against the empty wall. The quiet is a pressure that is building in my head, a suffocating monument to everything you said. And the silence screams exactly like a siren in the dark, a deafening reminder of a completely faded spark. I cover up my ears to block the ring of the pain. A beautifully broken girl standing in the freezing rain. I thought the peace would settle when the arguing was done, but the screaming of the silence has only just begun. Heartbroken woman sitting on the bare floorboards of an entirely unfurnished room. The space is drenched in ethereal, moody moonlight filtering through a window. She is pressing her trembling hands tightly over her ears, her eyes squeezed shut as a heavy, shimmering tear rolls down her pale cheek. The ticking of the clock is like a hammer on my chest, a pounding, heavy rhythm that entirely ruins my rest. The dust is settling slowly on the records we would play before you packed your melodies and took the song away. I hum a broken lullaby to try and cut the chill, but the quiet of the empty house is moving into kill. And oh, the silence screams exactly like a siren in the dark, a deafening reminder into the heavy silver mist. I'm holding the phantom of a hand I never kissed. I threw out the anchor, but the rope completely frayed and left me entirely at the mercy of the trade. The water is freezing and the sky is turning black. A beautifully broken voyage with no way of turning back. And oh, I am entirely tragically too far gone, a fading little shadow waiting for a bitter dawn. I drifted from the safety of the promises you made and let myself entirely and beautifully fade. I cannot see the lighthouse and the compass is all wrong. Just a beautifully broken girl who was way too far gone. I sent out a signal, but it died inside the dark. A desperate little ember that entirely lost its spark. You stood on the harbor and you watched me float away, a silent dictator to the price I had to pay. The silence is deafening, the current is too strong. A tragic realization that I don't belong. And oh, I am entirely tragically too far gone, a fading little shadow waiting for a bitter dawn. I drifted from the safety of the promises you made and let myself entirely and beautifully fade. I cannot see the lighthouse and the compass is all wrong. Just a beautifully broken girl who is way too far gone. I screamed across the water, I begged for you to reach. I tried to fight the undertow to get back to the beach, but you just turned your back and walked into the heavy gray and let the freezing ocean wash my beating heart The ink is running heavy on the letters that you wrote. A beautiful tragedy tragedy completely trapped inside my throat. I map the silver rivers falling softly from my eyes, a quiet constellation of our devastating goodbyes. The mascara is a shadow on a pale and heavy cheek, a perfectly broken silence when I cannot bear to speak. And I'm tracing the teardrops as they fall, a beautiful shattered mosaic on the wall. Each one is a memory that I couldn't keep you in, a deeply glowing sorrow blooming underneath my skin. I map the wedge reflections of a love I couldn't save, just a beautifully broken girl beside a quiet grave. The salt is like a venom, it is burning as it dries, a stinging little echo of your beautiful disguises. I try to wipe the canvas, but the watercolor bleeds, a garden made of sorrow growing from a million seeds. The mirror is a witness to the ruin of my face, a tragic exhibition in an empty, quiet space. And I am tracing the teardrops as they fall, a beautiful shattered mosaic on the wall. Each one is a memory that I couldn't keep you in, a deeply glowing sorrow blooming underneath my skin. I map the web reflections of a love I couldn't save, just a beautifully broken girl beside a quiet grave. I wanna stop the water, I wanna stem the tide, I wanna find a shadow where my heavy heart can hide. But you turned my entire soul into a freezing rain, and tracing every teardrop is the only way to numb the The glowing screen is blinding in the center of the night, a devastating window I type a heavy sentence and I backspace every word. A beautiful confession that will never once be heard. The little typing bubbles perfectly appear and fade. A tragic little monument to every choice we made. And I am drowning in these unread messages to you. A glowing digital ocean of a devastating blue. I stare into the silence of a name upon the screen. A beautifully broken ghost that begs to just be seen. The silence is a weapon and the waiting is an art. Just an unanswered plea from my devastated heart.
Vibrant hums with a quiet digital pulse. The visual cue is a beautiful, heartbroken woman sitting in a pitch-black bedroom. She is illuminated solely by the ethereal, moody blue glow of a smartphone screen. Resting in her trembling hands, a single heavy tear catches the artificial light as it rolls down her pale cheek, falling completely onto the cracked glass. The signal, hoping it is just delayed. But I am simply shivering in the shadow that you made. And I am drowning in these unread messages to you. A glowing digital of a devastating blue. I stare into the silence of a name upon the screen. A beautifully broken ghost that begs to just be seen. The silence is a weapon and the waiting is an art. Just an unanswered plea from my devastated heart. I wanna smash the glass and throw the plastic in the sea. I wanna sever every wire that connects you back to me. But I am just a prisoner locked inside a glowing cage, begging for a single word of pride. A digital page.
I poured my best years in a beautiful glass and watched the reflection so tragically pass. I gave you my daylight, I gave you my youth, and swallowed the poison you called the sweet truth. The well is completely and terribly dry, leaving me with a devastating, heavy goodbye. And all my beautiful heart was just wasted on you. A masterpiece painted in devastating blue. I spent all my magic to make you feel whole, and ended up breaking my own fragile soul. I'm sweeping the ashes of a love that withdrew. Just a beautifully broken girl wasted on I built you a kingdom from fragments of bone, but you left me freezing and sitting alone. I handed you diamonds, you treated them cheap, and left me with promises you couldn't keep. The treasury is empty, the silver is gone, and I am just shivering, waiting for the dawn. And all my beautiful heart was just wasted on you. A masterpiece painted in devastating blue. I spent all my magic to make you feel whole, and ended up breaking my own fragile soul. I'm sweeping the ashes of a love that withdrew. Just a beautifully broken girl wasted on you. I gave you the ocean, you wanted the rain. I gave you my healing, you gave me the pain. I emptied my spirit to fill up your cup, and you just stood watching as I gave it all. The ink is finally drying on the very final page. A heavy curtain falling on a beautifully broken stage. I cross your name out slowly with a cold and trembling hand. A devastated castle built entirely of sand. The nib is scratching out the heavy promises you made, watching your illusion beautifully, tragically fade. And oh, I am writing you out of my heavy heart, tearing all the chapters of our tragedy apart. A beautifully broken girl, erasing all the pain, smudging all the letters in the freezing silver rain. I cannot keep your memory inside my tired soul. I'm writing you completely out so I can finally be whole. The sentences are bleeding into heavy shades of black, a quiet resolution that is never turning back. I used to write you as the brilliant hero of the play, but you were just a shadow that was stealing all the day. I'm crossing out the happily ever after that we drew, and leaving empty spaces where I used to write of you. And oh, so I can find